mistake that most of the leaders they are doing, that I find out, is they are trying to motivate all the employee in the same way. And that's the biggest mistake that you would do in your organization, is try to motivate everyone in the same way. You need to understand, as part of our human, our nature, we are motivated by different things. Even if I'm motivated by something today, this thing, it might not motivate me next year. So your responsibility as a leader in the organization to identify what is the motivation for each person in the organization. Thank you. Some people work for money. Simple thing. You give them more money, they will produce more. That's the motivation. Some people, they work for technology. If you give me new skills, new technology, I would work more. Some people, they just love to be a part of team. They want to be part of team. And that's something that they are work for. So try to identify in your workplace what is the motivation for each employee. But I can tell you, the last thing you want to do is to motivate people by money. That is a mistake I've seen a lot of sales companies, they are doing. Try to motivate people by the money. Why I'm saying that? Because as you give incentive and money for these employees, at some point the employee will expect it. They will see it as something that must come. So if I do sales and you didn't give me more incentive money, I'm going to be feeling bad after a while. And there is always someone out there in the market who is willing to pay higher than you. Okay? So the last thing you want to do is to motivate by money. And I keep telling people that, but the problem, they will go back and they will motivate by money. It doesn't work. Money will work in one case. I can tell you how. Money will work if you having people who work in production. What I mean by production, you have someone on the line and he producing 100 bottles of water. Here's the money will work for you. Tell them, produce me 150 and that will give you $10 more every day. That will work. That incentive will work. Yes, do it. But if you have people who work in the office, people who go for sale, people who, money will work for the short time. It will not work for the long time. So keep that always in mind, that money is the long-term motivation. So what is the long-term motivation then? Really very simple. It starts by creating good environment at workplace, a place where is a team, a place that they can inspire, a place that they will not feel threatened, a place that where they can see themselves, a place that they can express their idea. Second factor that I want to talk about in motivation is simple thank you. Thank you is one of the most powerful words to motivate the employee. But unfortunately, many of us, we misuse the word thank you, or we overuse it sometimes. How we overuse it? We overuse it to the point that our employee, they will not see any value in the word thank you. And that's something that you wanted to avoid. Once you say thank you to the employee, make sure that you say thank you in a very constructive way. So I'm going to tell you the most mistake that most of the managers do. For example, I have Ahmed in my organization and he's done good on sales yesterday. In many cases, the manager will go to his office, knock on his door. Hi Ahmed, thank you for the work that you have done, and they will leave. That is the wrong motivation for the thank you. That's what devalue the word of thank you. Remember, when you thank an employee for a good work, number one, it must be on the public. In the morning when I come to the organization, I have a team gathering. I'll bring everyone to the team, and in front of everyone I say, Ahmed, I would like to thank you for the great job that you have done for our workplace. And then I have to identify what he has done so everyone will learn how that contributes to our organization to improve it as well. So for example, it would be, Ahmed, I would like to thank you today for the great job that you have done for our organization, which is increasing the sale by 20% by doing 1, 2, 3. Now that's an effective thank you. Unfortunately, we don't do that. We just doing thank you by just passing by our employee, thank you for this, thank you for that, thank you, and they will see no value on that word. Again, I always say to everyone, by student, the employee, everyone, think of the thank you word as $1 that you put in the bank. Every time you thank an employee, you are putting $1 in your bank. And at some point, when there is a crisis, when there is a problem in the organization, when you need that employee, what's going to work there, you're going to look at the bank account. How much thank you word, how much dollars you put in that account, And based on that, you will get that employee to come and to help you with what you ask them for. So again, always make the thank you very constructive. Okay? Make sure it's in the public, in front of everyone. Because again, it's part of our human. We all like to get recognition in front of others. For me, the thank you, it's in my office, nobody hear it, nobody see it, mean nothing. But I would like to have thank you in front of the crowd here, yes. That make me feel good about myself. And it's the same for every employee. That's part of our nature as a human. So that's for the simple thank you. Then the other method that we have, breaking the routine. Remember, in our organization, we have very boring routines sometimes. Sometimes you're going to end up working from 8 to 5 every day for the last 5 years. That is just kill creativity, kill everything. Routine is boring. Let's admit it, all of us. Like every day you are in the same office, 8 to 5, doing the same work. At some point, you're going to be motivated from that. So your responsibility as a leader, as a manager, is to break that routine. Every once in a while, you need to break that routine through different activity. My favorite one is usually rotate the employee in different tasks. So I have an employee who works in customer satisfaction. The next week, I will take that customer satisfaction employee and put him on the call center. Then I will put him in different one. That will help you in terms of breaking the routine, get them to work with different people, and also it helps you in terms of having staff ready to move for different position. Today I don't have Ahmed here, I have Rami, so I will get Ahmed to work in, or Rami to work in Ahmed's place. So I can replace people, rotate them in case if someone quit the job, I don't need to panic and start to say, oh, I'm lost that employee, I'm not gonna have an employee to do work there. So again, that's another way. A breaking routine sometimes could be simple. I have a manager that I work with, and sometimes he would come to the office in the morning, like 8 o'clock, and he would say, Mohammed, shut your computer and come out, we're going for breakfast. And we would go to breakfast nearby and for like an hour in the morning and just have a breakfast and coffee there. That's also an effective way of breaking the routine. Sometimes in the lunchtime, he would bring a coffee, bring a pizza. Sometimes he would plan something the last hour from work. So all of these activities, sometimes they are good, helpful, especially if you have your employee working with these hours, 8 to 5, 8 to 5. Okay, so try always to break through that routine in a different way. Empowerment is very critical. Empowerment, as we said, it goes through delegation. Empowerment means that you trust your employee, give them the task, and ask them to do these tasks. I find so many people, I personally motivated by empowerment. When people give me more tasks, more assignment, I find myself that motivate me. I always want to do better in my work when someone gives me more responsibility, a higher position as well. So try to find what is empower your employee, what task you could give them. And believe in many cases, these people, if you give them the skills, the training, they will not put you down. Because again, think of it, if you go to a person and tell them, you know, I want to trust you in this task and you're going to do it yourself. That will motivate them and also will keep them committed to that project, because again, if someone trusts you on something, you don't want to put that person down. If he chooses you out of all people. Incentive. Incentive again could be money, as you mentioned in the beginning, but this doesn't have to be the same every week. One of the boring way of motivating employee, I still find it the problem in biggest organization till today. I don't know why they keep it, which is the employee of the week. Why they keep this employee of the week? Like every week you go there and employee of the week and they have the picture of that employee. Like why do you need that in your organization? What happened here in most cases that, from my experience, you will have an employee of the week this week. The next week the same person. The following week is the same person. Everybody in the organization, they will give up and they say, well, it's going to be the same person next week, next month, so why we bother just do work? He's the person for every week. So make the incentive kind of excited for the employee. An employee did a good job. Give him. I work with one organization, they give you vacation actually to the Hawaii. So for the employee of the year, they give them the ticket and for 2 people to go to Hawaii, spend the vacation. Isn't that creative? Yeah, that's creative. Instead of giving you money and you're going to spend your money on something, probably buying something that not going to be for enjoyment. So that could be a great way really. So incentive could be through money, through ticket. Try to be creative. Do not make the employee expect what they are getting. So if I'm getting money this time, it will be wrong idea to give you money again. No, money this time, next time maybe certificate. I find so many people, you will be surprised how many people, they will be just motivated by giving them that certificate, the thank you certificate or appreciation certificate. It is really worked very well for so many employees. But the problem here is you need to identify who's will be motivated by this and who will be motivated by that. Again, some people by the money, some people by certificates, some people by giving them more position, more responsibility. You need to identify, and that's the only way to identify it is to speak to the employee, to talk to them, to be on the stage with them and understand what motivates them, what gets them to be motivated.